Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming up, Walt Disney World implements changes after a 2-year-old boy is killed by an alligator. One Orlando receives $1 million donation from the Walt Disney Company, and they're taking away our desserts in 2017. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged, episode 894 for the week of June 21st, 2016. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. Let the experts at Dreams Unlimited Travel help you plan the perfect Disney, Universal, cruise, or Adventures by Disney vacation. That's dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming to you live from the Bob Varley studio in beautiful Orlando, Florida. I'm John Magi, and I will be your host this week. You're welcome. I'm joined at the table by, I was going to say my good friends, but not all of you are my good friends, so I'm just going to start
Oh, we know who that's going.
Yeah, really. Kathy Whirling.
Hi, everybody.
Kevin Close.
You're welcome. Hi, everyone.
Teresa Eccles.
Hey.
Julie
It was
Martin.
almost me. Hi.
Well, I was
July
going
Martin.
around the table. Back in the production facility, we have associate producer
Facility?
Oliver Green
Hello.
and producer Craig Williams.
Hello.
Eating an egg salad sandwich.
I finished my egg salad sandwich. Thank you very
Ooh.
much.
I'm glad
This is
we're not his
fascinating.
mic.
I'm so glad that that's how we started off the show with egg salad sandwiches. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for listening and watching at home. Just want to let you know that Pete Werner is not here today because he's taking a much-deserved time off. He's visiting his family in New Jersey. So in case you're wondering, Pete will definitely be back next week. So we got a bunch of stuff for you to do for you today. We're going to start, as usual, with some housekeeping. I want to start the housekeeping by thanking everybody who sent us emails and texts and tweets and Facebook posts after our last show. Very gracious, allowing us to sort of go off the rails a little bit and do something different. I also want to say that everybody here is fine, and we thank you very much for your good thoughts. Really appreciated and made us all feel very, very nice here in Orlando. So thank you all very much for that. Next up in housekeeping, we're going to talk a little bit about our upcoming podcasts or other podcasts that we've got going on. The Dreams Unlimited podcast is every Monday. This past week, we did part 3 of a 4-part series on planning a Disneyland resort vacation. Deborah was on again, and she helped us walk through what's in part of doing a Disneyland add-on. The Southern California package add-on. So that was a really informative show. We had a lot of information on that. And then coming up next Monday is a question and answer show all about Disneyland. So we hope you join us for that. And I don't have any notes on any of the other shows, so I'm going to turn it over to Craig, who hopefully will give us information on what the other shows are doing.
I will. I have a lot of information. Excuse me. It's that egg salad sandwich coming back up, Julie.
Okay.
So on the Disneyland show this week, I believe they will have their normal news show, as well as Tony Spitel will have a review of Tortilla Joe's in downtown Disney. I think
Tortilla.
Tortilla. And Rhino has an accompanying a blog that goes along with it. I don't know the word. It's something like that. Of course, the Disneyland show, you can listen live to that Sunday nights at Mixlr, on Mixlr at... and then I forget what the name of that thing is, but then it'll be out on Monday. You can find that on Disney+.
I've been doing it for years.
Listen, Rhino takes care of them now. They're off my plate. And speaking of Disneyland, we have to just want to put it out there. One of the members of the Disneyland team, Michael, is going through some health stuff today. So everyone, please keep him in your thoughts. So I don't know if they want the details of what's happening, so I'll leave that out. But keep them in your thoughts and prayers if you want to. On the Universal show this week, I'll talk about that. We are having our dining review of Leaky Cauldron, Three Broomsticks at Islands of Adventure. So that'll be a good one. it's nice to have a British person to give their perspective on how Americans portray British food.
Who's that?
So-
Who's your British person you're bringing in?
I think he's talking about you, Ringo.
Exactly. Right on the money there. And then Diz Pop, who knows when there will be another Diz Pop show. It's
It's in the ether.
you play that by the wind. So
On your Universal show, when are you guys going to talk about the new hotel that's opening up?
we are staying there whenever it opens up. It'll open up on July 14th. So
Awesome.
I believe we have 2 nights over there to kind of check it out, get a whole lay of the land, and then hopefully we'll be able to do it the very next Thursday after. I don't know what the date of that would be.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Yes,
Looking forward to that. Always great when a new hotel opens.
it is going to
Here
be
in
fun.
Raleigh. Anything else in housekeeping from you?
Oh, we got a lot of housekeeping. Not for me personally, from Pete. So he just wants to make sure that all of his normal housekeeping gets out there. So the first thing we have to mention is our Disneyland event is still happening. So we are on week 3. Yesterday we released our views on all of the attractions. So specifically the show that we put out there is our 10 favorite rides that you can find at Disneyland that are not at Walt Disney World. So that's a fun one. And then there's on the Diz Unplugged YouTube channel, there are a lot of ride videos that went up that actually feature our team riding a lot of the attractions that we did out there. And then over on the Diz YouTube channel, there's, if you don't want to see our faces in the ride throughs, you can just watch the rides out there and have fun with that. But as Pete mentioned, whenever we started this whole event, the grand prize is 2 Disneyland trips, the 5, whatever the normal package is out there, 5 days, 4 nights, something like that. Who knows? Though you can follow along with that social media contest on that hashtag Send Me to Disneyland along with a picture. One will be drawn from that as well as the trivia contest we're doing. You can also go to wdwinfo.com/Disneyland to get links to how you can participate in the contest for that. But we're also giving away random prizes. And last week he didn't want to give away any prizes based on the tragic events that happened in Orlando. So this week he wants to give away 3 prizes. So $100 Disney gift cards will be going out to 3 random names that were drawn earlier. And those people are...
Drum roll.
Thank you. Joni Beckham.
I was going to wait. I'm going to save my applause for the end.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Sorry.
We can do it individually.
pause.
Is that one
Either
of Posh Spice's kids?
Alana Roberts or Elena Roberts. I'm not sure.
Watch there be 2 people
It's
that answer.
Alana Roberts. You also won a gift card, and then Shannon Bailey. You also won a gift card. So I think we'll be reaching out to you. We have your email,
Awesome.
so we'll be reaching out to you to how to
Excellent.
get you those gift cards. So make sure you sign up for that email for our Disneyland contest because that's how you're getting chosen.
Congratulations to our 3 winners. That's pretty cool, right? Yay. Anything else, Craig?
That I believe is it for me, unless I'm forgetting something.
All right. Anybody on the table have any housekeeping?
I do.
All right, Kathy, you're up.
I bumped the threads on the Diz Unplugged board. We still need items for the silent auction, and I bumped the wish list. So if you're coming to the event, we have a wish list, or Give Kids the World has a wish list of items that we can help them out with. So if you want to bring them with you to the auction and to the registration, we'll have a bin there.
This is the Diz 10th anniversary mega meet going on July 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So check out those threads. We want to make sure that we raise as much money for Give Kids the World as possible. And I think, how are you guys doing with that? How much stuff have you got?
We're getting quite a...
Yeah.
People are mailing them out to the Welcome Center. Some cool stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything particular stand out?
Somebody sent some beer and a poster, and it's a... Is there a dog beer of some kind? I can't remember.
A
the name.
dog
Yes,
beer.
Dogfish Head, I'm sure.
Okay, and the bottles are signed
Or Sea
by
Dog,
the
I don't know.
dogfish himself, I guess.
There's like 100 beers that have dog in the name.
I don't know. We got a poster and a cup, and
And Kevin John's going to donate a couple of his prints.
Very nice.
We have a lot of, we're going to have things for all budgets.
Excellent.
Bring your cash or your checkbook.
we're donating something from the Welcome Center. You want to talk to them about the poster that we're going to be auctioning off? You tell me that people love it. Transformers.
Oh, the Transformer. The giant Transformer. My buddy at the Welcome Center, he's moving on. His eyes light up. Well, they will when we put a new battery in, but I'm going to miss him. He stands by my desk all the time watching me.
Your protector?
Yeah. Cool.
And just along with that, I want to remind everybody that as of today, June 21st, is the last day to actually book your resort stay for the mega meet. So please get on that and do that right away. Once it's closed, it's closed. This is Disney's policy, not ours. There's nothing I can do about it. So make sure you get your resort stay booked. Anybody else? Housekeeping? Housekeeping. All right. We're going to move on to the news. And I've asked Kathy to read the news for me because, I'm really, carrying the heavy weight here today. I'm doing all the heavy lifting. So Kathy's going to help me out and do the news.
Okay. Walt Disney World implements changes after a 2-year-old boy was killed by an alligator. Lane Graves of Elkhorn, Nebraska was playing at the edge of the water on the beach at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa on the evening of June 14, 2016, when an alligator dragged him under the water. His father attempted to grab the boy from the gator's mouth but was unsuccessful and was scratched on his hands. Search and rescue teams had been out in the water since the incident happened, and the boy's body was found at 1:45 p.m. on June 15th, about 10 to 15 yards from shore in 6-foot deep water. The family was sitting near the water at the time of the attack, but officials say they were not swimming or wading in it. Disney had signs posted about not swimming in the lagoon, but there are no signs warning about alligators being in the water. On June 15th, in response to the incident, Walt Disney World closed all of their beaches and marinas on property until further notice. Ferry boats and watercraft, which were initially suspended, are once again running on Bay Lake and Seven Seas Lagoon. Guests can rent pontoon boats and Boston whaler boats, but the sea racers are not available. Those guests with a fishing excursion before 9 a.m. on Seven Seas Lagoon or Bay Lake have been told they have been canceled. Guests are not allowed to fish using their own equipment on any resort waterway at this time. Movie Under the Stars at the resort will be shown indoors instead of outside. Walt Disney World will be adding signs to their resort beaches warning guests about alligators in the water. Jackie Waller, Disney spokesperson, said, "We are conducting a swift and thorough review of all of our processes and protocols. This includes the number, placement, and wording of our signage and warnings. Most recently, crews have been seen constructing a fence at the water's edge on the beach of Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, and they've since added one at the Polynesian. It is unclear if this will happen at all beach areas at Walt Disney World." The Graves family has returned home to Nebraska and has asked for privacy from the public. They have released a statement saying, "Words cannot describe the shock and grief our family is experiencing over the loss of our son. We are devastated and ask for privacy during this extremely difficult time. To all of the local authorities and staff who worked tirelessly these past 24 hours, we express our deepest gratitude."
Certainly a sad story. Seemed like it was a really sad week last week for Disney
sure
News,
was.
huh? I'm glad to see Disney's doing some stuff to hopefully prevent this going forward. Some interesting questions, though. What happens at resorts like Wilderness Lodge, where they're building new rooms right against the water? I mean, are we going to have walls now? Are we going to have fences all the way around properties?
Did I read correctly? People are feeding the gators at the Poly.
Oh, there's people feeding
Yeah.
gators
Do that?
everywhere.
Fortunately, this is a common occurrence at Disney that people feed the gators all the time, which they absolutely positively should not do.
Yeah.
I read an interesting article by a gentleman who gives airboat rides through the swamps of Florida, and he's been doing this for 30 years. And he said the very worst thing any human can do is feed an alligator. They have a brain about the size of a marble, and once they imprint, he said that could go on for 30, 40, 50 years. That once they realize that they're not to be afraid of you, he said you've changed their lives and the lives of the people around them forever. So I've read a lot of things where it's Disney's fault and where it's the parents' fault, and I can't believe anybody can be heartless enough to think, that it's the parents' fault or even Disney's fault. This was nature, in my opinion. This
It
was a
was-
horrible, horrible, horrible accident. This is a horrible, horrible thing to happen. And I think the only thing I wish is that I could help them get over this.
Right.
I
They
would
never
not
will.
get over
They never
it.
They
will.
never will.
I wish I could help
Never
them.
will.
I wish I could lessen their burden.
Yep.
And I can't do that either.
You actually showed me a very scary YouTube video of an alligator climbing a fence.
Yeah.
Just
seen that.
bloop,
I
up
saw
the
that.
side and over the other side. And I think, fences are great. That's what they're building now. Is that the
I think
answer?
it's more about keeping the people away. And keeping the,
Yeah,
But you know
it
what?
would slow them down maybe.
Can't you picture little kids hanging off those ropes
Oh, yeah.
on the new ones? And when I read, I feel so bad about this, but I also know what Disney goes through trying to keep everybody safe. And it just seems to me that pretty soon there's going to be warnings on everything. And, like the warnings you get on a ladder, that there's, everybody laughs at them. How many people pay attention to those? I can see having one up for alligators, but don't people, and I'm not talking about this family, but when you go anywhere on vacation, isn't it up to you to learn some, like if there's trouble or there's something you should be aware
Cautious.
of?
I don't know.
Be
That,
cautious
I don't
about
know that this family from Nebraska, who knows what their research was before they came here, would ever think of an alligator in a pond.
Especially in Disney World.
And I mean, like they said, they were not swimming. The child was not wading. He was playing shoreside. I don't believe that this family. I can't imagine it would go through anybody's mind who wouldn't.
I think
We're
unless you
so
live
used to
here-
it, right? We're so used to
I mean,
it.
we have a pond behind our house.
So do
And
we.
when we see an alligator, if someone in the neighborhood sees an alligator, it goes up and down the street. Watch your dogs. Be careful of your dogs.
Yeah.
But we live where there are alligators.
Yeah.
I just think
If you're in a Disney's bubble, you don't think anything like this is going to happen.
But the comments that I saw, like on the Diz and on Facebook, were, that Disney needs to go beyond what they're doing. And I get that. I have no problems with them doing any of this stuff. But like if I was to go back to Africa, it's not up to Africa to have a thing at the airport telling me that, I can be robbed or, taken by gunpoint. That's up to me to know wherever I go on my vacation.
But Disney's different. Disney has signs on every roller coaster. If you have a heart condition, if you have back problems, warning you, do not do this if you can't handle it, if your body
Right.
is not equipped. So, in my
Is
opinion, the
that
signs
really
should have
to-
already been there warning about the gators and snakes for people that come from areas where they don't worry about those kinds of things, because it's just such a shame that it took this little boy losing his life in order for them to warn people about that when they knew they were there.
I think the problem is that, as Kathy said about the ladder, I put a new bucket. And on the side of the bucket, there was a picture that you're not supposed to do a headstand in the bucket while it's filled with water. And you immediately think, is that really for my safety, or is that to prevent a lawsuit in case you stood
Someone
on your
does
head
that.
in a bucket of water? I feel the same way about those signs. Those signs aren't as you get on the ride. I mean, those are off to the side. They're not, overhead in neon letters. I sometimes think that's more about preventing litigation. I think this was a horrible, horrible, horrible accident. And I think we're going to see things change because of this. But that's usually how change happens, because something else happens to cause it. So my heart goes out to these people. My heart just goes out to them. I hope someday they can move ahead. I wish I could help them.
There's follow-up stories where there's talk of lawsuits and things like that. So I'm sure this is going to be in the news for quite a while. All right, let's move on to our next news story.
One Orlando fund receives $1 million donation from the Walt Disney Company. The Walt Disney Company is donating $1 million to the One Orlando Fund, which was set up by Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer for people affected by the deadly attack at Pulse nightclub on Sunday. The company is also matching all donations made by the employees with the Disney Employee Matching Gifts, a program of the Walt Disney Company Foundation. Bob Chapek, chairman of the Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, said, "We are heartbroken by this tragedy and hope our commitment will help those in the community affected by this senseless act. With 74,000 cast members who call Orlando home, we mourn the loss of the victims and offer our condolences to their families, friends, and loved ones." Walt Disney World is working with other agencies to provide support as well, including OneBlood, who is setting up 5 cast member blood drives across the resort. The resort is also working with the City of Orlando and the Central Florida Hotel and Lodging Association to provide complimentary accommodations for victims, friends, and families.
Just to take this a step further, I understand Uber was offering complimentary rides. I also understand that JetBlue offered to fly people attending to their loved ones. They could fly for free. I also read that Mark Cuban, the guy that's on Shark Tank, donated $1 million to the Dallas police force, specifically earmarked to protect the LGBT community. People have stepped forward. Everybody but our senators.
Say what you will about the things we complain about with Disney. You know, we have a lot of criticism of Disney. I don't think, you know, we can say anything bad about what they do for the community and in philanthropic efforts. I mean, they're always donating money. The cast members are great about coming up with things to help local communities. So kudos to Disney for that.
And
Just want to point
Universal.
out, Universal also did.
Yeah.
Same amount. Don't think they wanted to one-up Disney at this time.
Not $1,001,001.
Yeah.
Just $1 million. Good for all of them. They should all be, you know, doing whatever they can. I don't know what they can afford. You know, I'm sure $1 million to Disney might not be, you know, big bucks, but whatever you can do, you should do. Excellent. Kathy?
Okay. New experiences debut at Walt Disney World. As of June 17th, 3 new experiences are now open at Walt Disney World. The new Soarin film, Soarin Around the World, debuted at Epcot and features scenes from across the globe, including Fiji, the Egyptian pyramids, Monument Valley, and the Eiffel Tower, among others. The new digital film is much crisper than the old one, and transitions between locations have been improved. The Soarin soundtrack is still in the attraction, but it has been enhanced. Patrick Warburton is still in the pre-show, despite reports that he would not return. The smell of oranges that accompanied the Orange Grove is gone, though there are new scents with this version. Aww.
I don't like orange scent. It makes me sick.
Mickey's Royal Friendship Faire is now playing daily in front of Cinderella Castle in the Magic Kingdom. The show is filled with characters including Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Tiana, Naveen, Rapunzel, Flynn, Anna and Elsa, Olaf, and more. Mickey is inviting his friends over for a festival, which leads to several dance numbers, new songs, and even a little pyrotechnics at the end. Disney's Hollywood Studios capped off the night with the debut of their new fireworks show, Star Wars: A Galactic Spectacular. The show features lasers, fireworks, and projections all in, on, and around the Chinese theater, all set to the music from the Star Wars series of films. The Orlando Sentinel mentions that many of the fireworks take place to the right of the theater, so a spot on Hollywood Boulevard left many viewers unable to see much of the aerial show.
All right, so who here has a chance to see these things?
I have. Well, I've seen at least one thing.
What did you say?
Soarin'.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you
I
think of
thought
it?
it was incredible. We took the kids yesterday and we did it. Corey had made a fast pass like a month ago. So I loved every scene. I mean, specifically the when the whale comes jumping out at you because I love whales. The Taj Mahal is my new favorite scent. It's some sort of like
Okay, Corey and I were
flower
talking about
or
this
something
last
like
night.
that.
Is it like jasmine or
Yes,
kind
and
of
it's
a?
just an incredible smell. So I much prefer that to the
There's
orange
supposed
scent.
to be grass, roses, and the ocean, I think is the 3 scents.
How
And
about is
the
there
ocean
cool
smells
wind
incredible,
on you or
too.
anything when you're going over the icy stuff?
I
you know,
can't
does it-
remember about any
I
wind.
don't remember that, but then the elephants sort of like kick up
Yeah,
dirt.
you can smell
that
the
sort of-
dirt. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It kicks dirt in your face.
Yeah,
that's
it
awesome.
looks like it. The only weird thing, I found myself gripping the seat.
I held on more in this one because
Yes.
the things are so high.
Yes, because they're so high.
Well,
and
you
I-
feel like it anyway.
And I was on the right-hand side of the row, and as you're coming up, you're there like, I'm going to go right through it. And your feet, I was in the second row, and you know how they always said the first row was good? The second row was awesome for going over the tops of things.
Yeah.
And then Monument Valley, we went right between there was
Yeah.
like a space when we went right through it. But the criticism is that if you're on the edge, the buildings sort of like warp or skew, so they bend.
Yeah,
as you're
but
moving-
that happened with
in
the
the
last
last
one
one.
too, especially like it wasn't noticeable in a lot of like the wide open places because it is wide open. But like that first shot, whenever you're going over the Golden Gate Bridge of the regular one, I sat in the top right car on the last day that it was open, and I forgot how bad it was. It didn't look like a straight bridge. Looked like a circular bridge almost.
Do you think the holding on was because it was different?
No,
you think you got used to the old one?
You're going up over mountains, the Eiffel Tower, and you know these things are tall in your head and in real life. So the fact that you feel like you're up going over the top of the Eiffel
much higher
Tower,
than
it's
you.
much higher, at least for me, because I really don't like heights very much.
I know the old version, when it first started doing it, I held on, and then eventually I got used to it. And I probably will with this, but you're like, whoa, you feel much
over a
higher than you
mountain.
ever
The
will.
entire time grabbing the bar
Yeah,
over my
it's
head
so
like
great.
that's going to
I
do
mean,
something.
If you want to, you should ride with my kids because the experience that they get from it is obviously much more than I get from it, even though I love it.
It's more pure
I mean,
joy.
Yeah, I mean, Ferris is counting every time like the clouds come in to go to the new scene. He'd say 1, 2, 3, go,
Aw.
and Finley's like screaming. She's like, "Is that Paris?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is."
The first time I ever rode Soarin' out in Disneyland, and I had no idea what it was. I was seated next to somebody probably about Finley's age, and I'm like, okay, well, if they're in here, it must be okay. Because I had no idea, and then you go up, and I thought that was awesome, this new version. And then I liked the ending, like how they did it. And I think that's unique to every one of the parks. The ending's a little bit different.
For our Soarin' purists, is this better than the last one? Is this a better experience? Better show?
I like them both. I think it's better because you're seeing places that you might never get to see in your actual life.
Right.
Whereas the scenes in the United States, you're more likely to maybe go and visit, than these
However,
scenes that are all over the world.
some stuff was CGI created. They did not go and film the Taj Mahal, from what I hear. That was all done in post, so they did kind of cheat at points with it too, and that takes.
But that is what it
takes
looks
it-
like. It's not like they created it, out of thin air.
Can you?
Cartoons.
It's not like it was Legos,
Right.
I mean, I'm sure it
It's
looked
an
real,
actual
right?
photo of the Taj Mahal or whatever they use.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the integrity of it. Then you have to start because they put out. They put out the video of it flying over the Great Wall of China, so you
When
know
you
that
go on
in
the
the
Grand
places.
Fiesta tour, those aren't real parrots.
No, I do understand that. I just think for something that's supposed to show off the world, I know that they can't get rights to everything, and they wouldn't be able to get fly space everywhere. But choose a different location. Than
Well, it does
if you
show
wanna
off the
work
world. It's
around
like the
it.
encyclopedia.
I never said
the
it's
Like the
pictures.
what?
I'm
You
in. How is it like the
Look,
encyclopedia?
if you're at home and you're looking at the pictures in the encyclopedia of all the different places in the world, you're not really there. You're at Disney. You're not really there. You're seeing the pictures. I don't care if they actually flew over it and took the frickin' picture. The picture's there,
That's
and I
the
love
whole
it.
point of the attraction.
Yes, but you can feel it. Get in your happy place, in
Yes,
your
but
imagination.
the Matterhorn isn't really the Matterhorn. I mean, there's some fantasy involved in pretty much everything.
Yes,
Disney
there
does.
is, but whenever I don't think they should try to blend the real with that in this situation for this ride. If they couldn't get
Like
permission
Roger
to film
Rabbit?
somewhere, what's that?
Like Roger Rabbit.
Can you tell? Can you tell it's CGI or does it look like a
I
Taj
haven't
Mahal?
been on it yet, but everyone I've talked
wait,
to.
there's no way you know.
I haven't been on it. I've only watched on the videos.
Prejudged.
I've only I have watched videos of it. Ours has a. You can't film our version because of copyright laws. However, Shanghai has different copyright laws, so everyone's going over there and filming it. So I have watched it on that.
and
you
you
know-
and you said you knew ahead of time.
Do you know which scenes are CGI and which ones aren't? Oh,
I know the
yeah.
biggest offender is the Taj Mahal one.
But can you tell? That's my.
From everything I'm hearing from anyone who has watched a movie, they can tell that it is.
If you can tell, that's a problem. If you
There's
couldn't,
Julie,
tell,
you were there. Did you know that ahead of
There's no
time?
way that I would have known. Oh, that's definitely not. They did not fly over.
They pasted that
It's just
sucker
beautiful,
on.
and it smells incredible, and you feel like you're really flying over it. That's what really matters.
Julie
to
has
me.
imagination and can merge the real and the.
I think the integrity that you're not actually flying, but you're attached to a contraption really
Right?
screws it up too.
Oh my God.
No, I thought,
a rough
it
crowd.
inspired me,
Wonderful.
because Katie and I had that discussion when we were on the ride about what was CGI and what wasn't.
Really?
Yes, because we knew what they did with
How long
CGI.
is this ride that you have to have time to have this conversation?
Well,
It's
because,
long.
it was long enough, but.
So you're like pointing stuff out, fake. Oh, they didn't really
No,
take that
no,
picture.
no, we weren't doing that. We were just wondering, like, how when we found out, how when we found out what they did with the CGI in the first one,
Was there fake in the first one?
yes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he hits the golf ball at you. You think that's real?
Yeah, I felt it.
And
That was me.
so what
That was me
makes the
flicking you in the eye when it came
What
at
makes
you.
the difference? If the first one had...
Oh, I didn't say I didn't have problems with that either. I just don't know why they have to do that.
Because
It
we don't
feels
want
to
to
me
just
like-
fly over...
Right. It feels to me like if you can't get the Taj Mahal, there's other things you could fly over
That's
Right.
my
around the
point. Thank
world
you.
that perhaps would be, you didn't have to create the
Equally
Taj Mahal.
spectacular.
Yeah. But who knows what the whole copyright thing is, Maybe they had to get special permission to CGI
I'm guessing
Taj
there's
Mahal.
cost involved also.
Yeah, I'm sure
Right.
there's a lot of costs involved. We learned on the last one that they had to pay rights to fly over every location, and Disneyland was the most expensive. So that was
It was
weird.
their own people.
It's their own people.
We saw
So-
the Star Wars fireworks from our car. We probably had a better view than the people that were there.
We heard them from Disney Springs. So, who went to see the Star Wars fireworks? Anybody get a chance to see them yet?
No.
Not yet.
I've only seen them from afar, not in park.
Yeah.
Were they real?
Yes, they were real. The fireworks themselves are really impressive. I've never seen fireworks like them. They change color halfway through. It's amazing. They're like shimmer in the sky almost.
In England,
you-
they only
So-
have white
I'm
fireworks.
pretty sure the ones over in Magic Kingdom do that too.
Not. Have you seen these new ones? Like they don't do it like this. These ones
You
have
saw
like
them?
four from afar.
Yeah, I saw one
Outside
from
the
afar
park.
too. It just
Oh.
looked like regular fireworks.
Maybe
to
you
me.
were just-
There's clones
Well,
of
see,
Star
maybe
Wars.
maybe this is why you couldn't tell it was CGI. Maybe it's.
There's a lot of projections that they put up in the sky for this
Yeah, you
new
can
one
see
that I
the,
would like to go
the
see.
lights. You couldn't see the projection itself, but we could see that there were
Something
looks like big
happening.
spotlights is what it looks like.
What about Mickey's Royal Friendship Ferry?
Craig?
Craig, you went to see that?
I'll let Kathy talk about it first since she likes it.
Oh, well.
I was standing not that far from Craig, and I really enjoyed the show. And I don't know if it was because of
You have a pure heart.
Physically not that far, emotionally.
yes, exactly. But I thought it was, first it was very appropriate for what had gone on in Orlando, that Mickey was inviting his friends. And it was a different kind of a show, but again, the thing that I had in my head was, how there's always supposed to be conflict. That's supposed to be what makes the show. And this was just one happy little show with characters you don't usually normally see performing up on the stage. Tiana was there.
Oh.
She did a little jazz number, and Louis, is it the
Yeah.
alligator, crocodile, whatever he was. They took that out of the show. But I just thought from start to finish, it was a great show. It had a lot of energy to it. I think it'll last for a long time.
Did it
but-
make you cry?
Yes, but most of the shows make me cry.
Well, I judge it on that sometimes.
Well,
If
Katie
it-
and I,
yeah,
as soon as
can
it's,
pull a tear.
they got partway into the first part of it, and Katie and I both, we always do a goosebump check. And if we have
Yeah.
goosebumps, they've hit that mark. But I don't think Craig was getting goosebumps.
Now for a counterpoint.
No, it was very upbeat and positive. I didn't have that problem of not. They didn't need to have villains in it. They didn't need that conflict. That wasn't the issue. And I didn't mind that they built it specifically to be able to feature Frozen in another way. You can tell that is the climax of the show. Everything else looks thrown together. Like when they're in the Princess and the Frog section, they have a tap dancer who throws down a not a piece of cardboard, but like a piece of wood, so that way you can hear him tap dancing while he's doing it. So it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Then you get to Tangled, it's nothing. And then you get to Frozen, and then all of a sudden they're blowing snow. They're using lighting effects that you can barely see in the middle of the day. They're shooting off all this like smoke effects too. It seems like this could have been a better show if it would have been, a nighttime show. Have a lot of really cool lighting effects, but in the middle of the day, this is my problem with the castle show, period. It's just so cheap. When you go and look at Disneyland and you see like Mickey and the Magical Map, and you see how well they can put a show together whenever they use many elements all coming together, that's beautiful. But then something like this, yeah, it is. You suspend your animation. It's a way to disperse crowds. It's a way for kids to be able to see these characters. And for that, it's good. But it looks so bland the entire time. It's
No,
just...
I disagree, but not that show's not going to be for everybody. But I enjoyed it.
Did you watch the grand opening of Shanghai?
I did.
Did you think that was bland?
Which the one that they filmed at night, or the one in the?
I thought the castle.
Sorry,
was
no.
Castle.
I watched in the morning. Whenever it was nighttime for us, but it was in the morning. Whenever they had the live stream.
This was
of the
one they
grand
filmed
opening.
and showed on the Disney Channel.
Yeah, I have
And
it
the
on my DVR.
castle was gorgeous,
Yeah, Castle's gorgeous.
and that was
Was that music a little annoying?
Very annoying.
And
I-
I felt
the
bad for
12-year-old
thinking that.
girl who was at a pep rally, and oh my gosh, they're wearing yellow. I thought, okay, calm down.
I just want to let people know that we have a video of the entire Mickey's Royal Friendship Faire on the site. Craig took the video.
It's for Ray.
It's Faire. Friendship Faire. Really great video. I mean, he was dead center. And even if you don't like the show, it's an incredible shot of the castle and the beautiful Florida blue sky with clouds in the back. So it's really, really
That's all
cool.
CGI.
It's all CGI.
Kids,
Just need an imagination.
And he's right- he's
check
like in
or
the spot
something.
where-
I don't know.
I have an
Well,
imagination.
maybe
check.
you're. I don't get it. You're hardened hard. I don't know. It's just really pissing me off. I don't know what to do about that.
It goes further than this. I'm not going to get into it. It's a
Okay.
long-winded
Okay.
discussion.
About this particular thing? Or
No,
Disney
just in
general?
the use, because obviously Universal gets a lot of criticism for their use of screens and
Oh, there's a big thing about the new Secret Life of Pets and everybody, the new ride that
Yeah.
they're talking about, Secret Life of Pets, and they're saying finally Universal's not going to use screens. They're going to use animatronics for a ride. And I think, well, it's about movies.
Yeah.
You know, the park's about movies. What do you want them to do?
so I mean there's
Train
a
the
bigger
pets
debate
and bring them in.
that goes along with that. Like I'm on the fence, or not the fence. I'm in the field that I don't like the new animatronics that Disney creates. Like they are used. I haven't seen the new Frozen ride. It just opened up this morning. Rhino's there, stuck in the breakdown. He's been
Oh my
waiting for like
gosh.
5 hours
We're
now.
watching the tweets come out. It's incredible.
But,
But-
he's getting ice cream.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What's
guys
the
got to
last-
eat.
What's the update on that?
I'm not sure. I haven't paid attention since we've started the show, but I don't like the animatronics that they used for Mine Train, where the characters are so much more fluid now because they don't have to worry about their face because they're using the projection images on their face. Like something about it just it feels a little dead to me. I would rather have like a Carousel of Progress type character that doesn't have the movement and flexibility, but just looks a little bit more realistic. So I forget where the heck I was going with all of this. I've lost my way.
Again, I have a question.
Yeah.
The Carousel of Progress is depicting real people.
Yes.
Yes.
Mine Train, they started out as cartoons. I mean, they're not real people to begin with.
Yeah.
So,
They're not?
well,
The
they
dwarfs
started
are?
out being animated. So I guess I don't understand why being animated is bad. But let me put it this way. I think you have a right to your opinion.
No, that's just it's a visual thing. I like
Thank you for justifying him.
to me whenever I look at it, I see it as there's a character and then there's a video playing on top of their face. I don't see it as that's not what I see whenever I look at something. Other people see differently.
I appreciate the fact that Disney Imagineering is trying new things.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that they, with Mine Train, they're sort of marrying animatronics and projection and sound and all those things together. I really do. Watching the video of the fair, I really appreciate the fact that they've used those characters with the moving eyes and lips in what I think is an appropriate way, not in a creepy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that Imagineering is moving forward with new technologies, which is great. But, how they implement them is another story. If it doesn't look like it's real to you, that sort of breaks the magic.
I'm sorry,
No?
Craig.
Why, sorry.
For attacking him.
Was that an
Thank
attack?
you for attacking you.
Oh, you didn't attack me.
I can later if you really want me to go off on you. I will.
I spend multiple days a week going and covering this stuff, so
I know.
I form opinions just the way
That's
the rest
good.
of you do. I get irritated over little things I didn't before whenever I only came once every
Yeah.
year.
It certainly
just
changes
life.
the way you look at things. It absolutely changes the way you look at things. I think there's a little bit more nitpicking that goes on.
Don't tell him Madame Leota's a projection to him.
I think there's a little bit more nitpicking that goes on. We see it with our vacations. when we go on vacation and stuff, some things are more important than others, and most people wouldn't see that.
Katie always gets mad at me when we go to the parks because I'll see things that she doesn't see. And she goes, "Can't you just relax?" I'm like, "It's my job. I'm supposed to notice so I can tell other people about it." And it's, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but we can have a discussion about it.
Doing this does give you an eye for detail.
Absolutely.
And what's really glaring is when the details are missing.
All right. Let's move on to rapid fire. We're going to start with Kathy.
Ooh.
I know, I threw a curve at you. We ended that
Okay.
conversation kind of quick. Sorry.
Okay, my rapid fire is they are closing the food court at Port Orleans French Quarter starting July 11th. They don't have an ending date. They're going to have an alternative dining experience adjacent to the lobby and Scat Cat's Lounge. They'll be serving guest favorites such as jambalaya, gumbo, po' boys, other hot and cold items, and our famous beignets. And they'll have a selection of grab-and-go meals available for purchase. You can dine at boat rides, or they will have a bus that runs from 7 a.m. to midnight to Port Orleans Riverside if you want to get your breakfast over there, and they will have in-room pizza.
I hope they take down those scary clown heads.
The
Yeah.
jester heads, yeah,
Yes.
those are creepy. But it really does bite for people who've already planned their vacation
Yep.
there.
Absolutely.
I mean, that food court, it's very nice.
Julie,
Yeah.
there's a bus.
No, I mean, but
Right.
but seriously, I'd be mad if I had to go back and forth between resorts the
I'll
whole
let people
time.
know. I'll let people know if you've booked this resort for the 10th anniversary for the Mega Meet. This was one of the resorts we had on our group booking discount. Give the number for groups a call, and they will move you to another resort. So if this really bothers you, they will make sure you get to another resort. But if not, you can stay there and ride the bus for breakfast. Ooh. Kevin.
Disney has seen fit to change the dining plan for 2017. In 2017, the quick service dining plan is going to be 2 quick service meals, entree and non-alcoholic drink, 2 snacks, and 1 resort refillable mug.
See, this is where they took away my dessert.
They did
Very
take away
upset.
the dessert, but they have added a snack.
Not the same thing.
Okay. The 2017 Disney dining plan includes 1 quick service meal, entree and non-alcoholic beverage, 1 table service meal, entree, dessert, and non-alcoholic drink or full buffet meal, 2 snacks and 1 refillable mug. The 2016 plan only included 1 snack. You get an extra snack. And the 2017 Deluxe Disney Dining Plan includes 3 meals, any combination of quick service or table service, appetizer, entree, dessert, non-alcoholic beverage, 2 snacks, and 1 resort refillable mug. Packages were released today, and I guess I'm surprised. I bet you're not going to be surprised to find out that Disney's computer system didn't work. Mm-hmm. So, to our agents out there, we are there with you in spirit. So that's it.
I think they took away the dessert for quick service because I don't think a lot of quick service locations have dessert. I just think it was,
It's usually all the same. It's like chocolate cake that's
Apple
served in that
tartlet
round.
thing.
Yeah, the apple tart. It's the same stuff. It gets boring and old.
At least this way you've got more of a choice then, if you want to trade it in for a snack
Somewhere
instead of
else,
just
yeah,
the 2.
Little snackage.
And yeah, you get to pace it out throughout the day too. You don't have to eat it all at once. I like it.
I also want to point out too, we've also found that the character dining that we thought was all going to 2 credits is actually only going to be 1 credit. So that was something we had thought was going to happen in the future. It did not happen. So that's good news.
Cinderella's Royal Table is the only one that's still 2 credits.
Correct. Thank you, Kevin. Teresa.
My turn. Let's head over to Epcot, shall we? Mexico, the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the 3 Caballeros will now open at 9 a.m. The World Showcase has historically not opened until 11 a.m. In addition to the ride opening earlier, La Cantina de St. Angelo, whatever crap it is.
And had Angelo.
That's twice you've said it.
Cabaret.
Thank you
Will
very
now be
much.
open for
Caballeros.
breakfast from 9 and 11.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry.
Double L's in Spanish sound like a Y.
I don't
Caballeros.
speak Spanish.
You live in Florida. You should at least know
I
that.
should. I should. I want to. It's on my list.
So the ride's going to open at 9 a.m.
Yep.
Awesome.
So I guess the rest World Showcase is still closed at 11, and you got to work your
Jump
way back
the
there.
rope.
I wonder
Jump
if we're
the
going to
rope.
see, I wonder if this is a trend towards something. I wonder if
I
we're
think
gonna
it
see-
should open at 9.
It's very frustrating.
It is. And especially in the heat, you want to get in and get a good start, you know? If you're standing there waiting at 11, it's already heating up. You could be 2 hours into it.
Although
right?
yesterday was really nice. It was
yesterday
only
was
84
nice.
degrees.
Yeah, it was nice. It was hotter in Arizona and California than it was.
I wasn't sweating to death, so I know it wasn't 100 degrees.
Whenever I met Anna and Elsa, my back sweat was out of control.
That wasn't to do with the weather, though.
Did you? That's just because you were
I
nervous.
said, no, that's because
It
he
was
was,
mostly
he was turned on.
Didn't know how to handle myself.
His
It was my
hands-
first time
palms
meeting
were
them.
sweaty. His back was sweaty.
And they're so realistic. Okay, good.
Just let it go, Craig. Thank you, Teresa. Julie.
Say about that because they are.
They are.
Yeah. But at least the ones we saw yesterday, they were a perfect Anna and Elsa. So anyway, changes in character locations at the Magic Kingdom. So Anna and Elsa have moved to Epcot, back to Epcot, I should say. They're going to be at the Norway Pavilion this week, as in yesterday and today they started. And now Cinderella and Rapunzel will each have their own meet and greet line, and Princesses Tiana and Aurora will join them. A couple of changes are taking place in the town square. Daisy Duck will not be greeting in the town square any longer, which I think is very sad.
That is sad.
Snow White will be there.
I like
And
snow.
Daisy can still be found in Pete's Silly Sideshow in Fantasyland. Except she's all dressed up like a fortune teller or whatever. She's not Daisy Duck.
Right?
You know, I mean, guess I shouldn't be nitpicky about it, but I like Daisy Duck and her bow
Her-
and her
yes.
normal little outfit. So,
Her day outfit. Really? No desserts.
well, Corey and I went yesterday, and they were doing a soft opening for the Anna and Elsa meet and greet. So we went, and we waited about, I don't know, maybe 20 to 25 minutes, which I didn't think was that bad. So we got to go through the Sommerhus. Is that how you say it?
Hoos.
That's how I say it.
Sommerhus.
So it's well done. It's all very Norwegian, as you would expect, like in the movie or whatever. So I thought that was fabulous. You know, you get to go in on your own and meet Elsa first, and then move over to Anna.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's not together. I know when we met them on the cruise ship, they were together. It was the
Right.
sisters. So I liked having the individual princess.
Did you feel rushed?
Meet and greet. No, not at all.
I don't like when they rush you through.
Elsa was very, princessy and talked to Ferris and Finley for, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes. And they took their photos.
Did you have her gloves on?
Yeah. No, she wasn't wearing gloves.
Did she mention
She's
Craig's
not
back
afraid
sweat?
anymore, remember?
Oh, that's right.
But she held Ferris's hand and took him over to Anna, and he didn't want to let go. And he kept looking at us like, "You can go now.
Right.
I think I'm gonna be
I got
fine here."
this.
And then they met with her, and Anna's more silly, like she was tickling them with her braids,
Right.
and
The little sister.
asking if Elsa had told them where the chocolate was because they have to hide it in the summertime and all this stuff. But they were adorable, and
Craig,
we got
did you
some
get
really
tickled?
great photos.
No, I think I accidentally hit Anna in the boob with my phone. That was an accident.
That's awkward.
So yeah, it was very awkward. But no, they did. I was filming it as I was meeting them, and they both of the times they were with me for about like 45 seconds, going back and forth talking before they actually took the picture, and it was very. It was just a very relaxing experience.
Yeah.
They were both great, very friendly. They were actually kind of talking back and forth to each other too at the
Yep.
same time. So
Was it just you, or was someone with you?
unfortunately, it was just me by myself.
But I will like when they were with Elsa, Anna was like kind of leaning over the side, like watching.
Exactly,
and, like,
yeah.
Sort of observing what was
Oh, so
happening.
she didn't have someone. She'd already moved her little person on.
Yeah,
that she
there
was with. So they were
only
both
the four of
together.
us in there.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so we're meeting Elsa, and there was another two ladies meeting Anna. But as soon as we were moving towards them, they were moving on. They did it really well as far as like keeping the people separated.
pace, yeah.
It wasn't like a huge group of people in the room
Right.
watching.
But yet you still feel like, because I know we did Cinderella and I forget who else was with her in Magic Kingdom, but they do a good job of coming over and getting the children
Yes.
by the hand. And so even though there was a long line outside, when you got up to see the princess or whatever, they took their time. And I think that's nice. So if they do that
Well, we
over
enjoyed
there.
the meet and greets. They got to meet Baymax yesterday, who was over at the Epcot character spot in the same side as Joy and Sadness, which, whew, that line was just too long.
For
I'm
Joy
like,
and Sadness?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
We just couldn't do that. So
How is the
Sadness is a
inside?
rock
How is the
star.
inside themed for this new area? Is it just pictures painted on the wall, or is it?
Oh, no.
God, no! It's as the Royal Sommerhus. It's their It's their summer palace.
It's basically like a kitchen. There's a kitchen table
Oh,
with
okay.
flowers. There's
That's
a
cool.
fireplace. There's all sorts of things
So
on the
it's
wall.
themed like they
Tapestries on
live
the
there.
wall.
for
Oh,
the
it's
summer.
heavily
yeah.
themed. It embarrasses other attractions that have nothing at all.
Right.
Like there was so much work put in
So
to
much to
making this
look
feel
at.
like an actual house.
That's good to hear. That is good to hear.
I was shocked. I knew that they were going to do a little bit with it, but
There were actually 2 fireplaces. Am I wrong? The one in the beginning, and then
Yeah, there
towards
was
the
the
back,
one- yeah.
where the little couch was.
kind of in the
That's why your
side
back
corner.
was sweating.
Yeah.
Right? Fire in there.
They have violins like up on the ceiling. It's really
I
neat.
understand that their childhood dolls are in there also.
Yeah, they're kind of hidden. There's a staircase portion that they have sectioned off, and they're just kind of hiding
You have to
away in the
look.
corner. It was just a lot of cute little touches throughout. They put a maelstrom tapestry hanging up in there. It has the trolls on it, so that way they can remember
Sort of
those who
a-
have been lost.
So sort of hidden Mickey for the previous ride.
Yeah, no,
Excellent.
it was very well done.
Excellent. Thank you, Julie. Oliver.
Hello. Okay, so my rapid fire is about the Bippity Boppity Boutique.
Say it again.
The Bippity Boppity Boutique. There you go. Yes, the
He gets
Bippity
his
Boppity
money was
Boutique.
worth out of those consonants, doesn't he?
I've lost it. There it is. The Bippity Boppity Boutique at Disney Springs has now opened at a new location. Instead of being inside the World of Disney shop, it's located to the back of Once Upon a Toy now. And it now has its own separate entrance. It's a bigger salon. And
They needed that.
They did. And it includes a room for photos that you can go and have
Oh,
took
so I don't have to
after
parade
the
you over
makeover.
to
all the way through the
guest services.
Yeah.
That's so.
Where are the pictures of you getting boutiqued?
Me getting booty. I mean, I've had the sparkles put on my hair before as I walk by, but I'm
No,
not
you
willing to
gotta
pay
get the full
the.
experience.
Do you know how much
when
that
they
costs?
take you in the dressing room and show you your gown? Oh my god!
I have a feeling that if you did it, Pete would pay for it. I'm sure that if we filmed it,
Pull your hair up into a bun.
I don't
There's-
think they do adults anymore.
No.
They
They
used
don't?
to.
I
They would do Oliver. Have you heard him talk?
Well, that's true.
Is he an adult?
I've
Okay,
got
go
a beard.
Well, you're never mind. You're young.
got a bid. It's a bid.
A beard.
Beard.
There you go. Sorry.
Oh, is that what
I'll
that? Okay.
translate.
Yeah, I had one of them at my prom too,
I've seen
Oliver.
13-year-olds that can grow a beard.
We've been to middle school in Orange County. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, I believe if we can get videotape of Oliver being boutiqued,
Yeah.
Pete would
Okay.
pay.
Your hair
I-
stays up for days.
I will do this.
Excellent.
As long as other people come with me, and it's not like a Craig situation where I have to go in by myself.
I'll be there.
I
I
will
will go.
quite
I will
happily.
go. Okay.
Teresa, if you come with me, we'll do
will.
this. We need
Okay.
someone to hold the I need someone to hold my purse whilst
Okay,
I'm having the glitter
awesome.
put on my hair.
There
Yay.
you go. Thank you, Oliver. Craig.
Okay,
Follow
so
that.
Really?
along with all the other new stuff, there's now a new act happening over at Canada on the stage. I can't pronounce the name of it. I believe they're from Montreal. They are essentially a circus troupe.
Something about Les Parfaits.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. They
Weird Canadian
combined
circus act.
they combined
That sums it up for sure.
Yeah.
circusry.
Oh,
Is
they
that a
have
word?
bags
I
on
just
their
made it up
heads?
now.
Yes, that's how they come out.
Yeah, they come out with bags on their heads, and then they all go to bow, and the bags fall off, and then they start the act. There was a lot of people standing and watching this.
Who wouldn't?
It
Because
was
it's like a car accident.
it was
It's like you
no,
can't look
it was
away.
okay. It was weird, and while I don't
That's
think
just
it'll
you
be
and Oliver in that picture, right?
No, they look like Canadian members of the Ku Klux Klan to me. Look at that. That's awful.
wow. Okay, I was.
All right, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yikes.
It was actually slightly entertained by it. So they rotate the tricks that they do apparently, but the ones they did yesterday was they had like this giant 6-foot ring, and the guy basically got inside of it, and he was like rolling around. It was very like Cirque du Soleil on a tiny budget, where in very little space to
So
do
these
it.
are
But
like buskers. Like that's only in the Busker Festival where like street
Yeah.
performers. But that's not.
They're performing in dirt.
Are you showing off because you have a Canadian friend?
I have Canadian
No,
friends,
that's-
but none of them look like that.
The buskers were better than.
I gotta tell you, I watched the video, and I'm sure things are different in person than in the video.
The video portrays it.
Was it? This is everything I hate, all rolled up into one
What's the
tiny
little
little
blue
package.
things in their hands?
But there's an undisclosed drop
Those
sequence.
the one guy has maracas, the other guy has a tambourine. Then there's one guy out of the photo who has a kazoo, that he plays that no, it's all very bizarre. But
The budget Blue Man Group.
people genuinely loved it though, and I know everyone
Really?
still they all loved it around me.
You didn't
And
love it, Kathy?
Not from the video. I'd rather have the chainsaws.
Oh, you've not
back.
seen it in person, though.
This is
Oh, that's gonna make
Chainsaws?
the chainsaws that they hadn't.
Lumberjacks.
Yeah, the lumberjacks before.
I'd
I'd rather have that back.
everyone was pissed off when Off Kilter left, but
That was
again,
sad.
they prove over and over again as they introduce new acts, lumberjacks excluded. But for something like this that's only been running for a couple days, there was more people there watching it than an average day of anyone stopping to watch Off Kilter.
They just want it's like
It's-
Andy
Really?
Kaufman. They want to
Yes.
see what's going to happen, right?
I never
Well, it's
understood
kind
the
of
whole
similar
bagpipes
to-
in Canada thing.
Being in France, you know,
Oh,
when they
it's
stack the
Scots.
chairs. Excuse me, I'm talking. But you
Usually
know, like, so
Martin.
it's sort of a more of an entertainment thing, like not just singing and dancing. You know,
Yeah,
Like
Yeah, but why were there people wearing kilts in Canada? I never got it.
What do you
off
With Off
kilter.
Kilter.
Kilter, because that was just the.
I understand.
Okay, there
People
are-
in Canada don't wear kilts.
No,
That's
but
the
they have
name
a
of the
strong
band,
Scottish
Kevin.
or Irish
Hello?
heritage in
Yeah.
Canada.
Right, but what did they have to do with why were they not in Great Britain?
Because that was not where they were from.
Great
Because-
Britain's not Scotland, and that's where they were killed.
they couldn't play Brian Adams cover songs if they were in England.
Yeah, I'm ready to go home. Is this over?
We have another hour of the show to do. What do you mean you're ready to go home?
Take much more of this. Julie just yelled at me.
She yelled at everybody.
Oh, like I'm the only one.
I do think it's worth just stopping to watch a minute or
Oh, I'll-
two.
I'll
It
check
was
this
Oh, we watched a minute or two.
Yeah.
We moved along.
well. I mean, you also have little kids. I don't think little kids are going to stop
And they took the
watch it.
seats away, right?
Yeah.
There's still 2 benches for
Okay.
people who need them.
They
The
project
drunk
faces on their faces with the projection things like the other stuff.
Teresa.
The-
I go to the parks to look at this
That's
stuff.
Okay.
Their bags are CGI. All
All
right.
right, Craig. You know I do.
I'll throw down with you.
Thank you, Craig. We can continue this fight outside in the parking lot here at Royal Live. Before we wrap up, anybody have anything else they want to add? Something that they're dying to talk about this week?
Well,
All right. What?
no, we don't want to talk about that.
I've cut to you now. Go on, say it.
I won't say it now.
Okay.
I'll wait till later.
What concert are you going to? Okay, maybe I heard something.
No, I said I cut to you, not concert. Okay. That's
All right. Thank you guys very much for participating in the conversation. Thank you, everybody at home, for watching and listening. We really appreciate it. We hope you have a great week, and thanks for watching the Diz Unplugged. Love you, mean it.